For the last month, I have been coding so much, so much. I haven't been in front of the computer working this hard since I started learning how to code. And it feels amazing. It feels great. And it's so funny because I'm locked in, I'm focused, I'm on hustle and grind mode, and I love it. This is the feeling that you get when you know that you're working on things that you enjoy working on and you're working towards a goal that you want to be working towards. And I haven't felt this in a really long time. And it's the sense of like getting in the flow and losing track of time and just grinding. Like the hustle is real, and it's such a great feeling that I don't think most people understand how it feels. And I know that it sounds probably kind of crazy. There have been days that I have worked 12 plus hours, multiple days. The funny thing is that my video recordings are being set to a certain day, which may or may not be the best because sometimes I'm not very motivated or inspired to make a video. And I have to like force myself to record on certain days. But the rest of the days have been all about coding and building. And I'm working on an app now that I feel has a lot of potential. It was an idea that was brought up when I was talking to an old friend of mine who's a lawyer now and deals with immigration law. And he kind of just gave me this idea, and now we're working together in a sense where he's going to help market it. We've already got like an email list being built, and we have like a product, like a real product idea, not just some bullshit like AI wrapper or some little job board website or like whatever ideas that I was trying to come up with on my own. This is a solid idea, and I think that it can be lucrative. I see a demand for it. I've talked to him about it, and it's obvious that there's more people like him in the legal space that deal with immigration that can really benefit from us solving this problem for them. And I've been just focus mode, like the sense of focus and the sense of flow and like the deep work that I've been doing have been so great that I wish that everyone could get to feel this feeling. And I feel sorry for anyone who never gets to feel this. And it's so crazy, and like I said, it doesn't sound normal, this sense of satisfaction that you get from working. I'm not going to say it's a generational thing, because I don't think it's a generational thing, because I think that young people could feel this way too, but I feel that not everyone gets to feel this. And I know so because I never really felt this many times in my life. I felt it when I was learning how to code. There was a real sense of motivation and desire to do the thing. And I knew that the work that I was doing, that was the foundation. That was the important thing that I needed to focus on that would get me to where I wanted to be. And it sure was. I did that work day in and day out, and I hustled and I grinded and I did tutorials and I did videos and I read books and I worked. And eventually I got hired. And then once I got hired, like that kind of went away. I never felt that again. I felt it again when I was making YouTube videos. When I first started making YouTube videos, I had that same sense of like, oh, it's time to record, it's time to edit. I couldn't wait to make the next video. I would get like new ideas and I'd be like, oh, I gotta do that. And when I was actually like putting effort into my videos and I was doing like B-roll and trying to get better shots and trying to like get better at making videos, I really felt that. And then it got to the point where I kind of lost that desire with YouTube. I think I got YouTube to where I wanted it to be. I realized that there was a bit of a plateau and a sense of like a hamster wheel, because you can't keep that up all the time. It's a marathon, not a sprint when it comes to a lot of this. And you have to sprint when you are able to sprint, when you need to sprint. That's when you need to do that, but you can't do that all the time. Like we just can't. You'll burn out. That's what leads to burnout. And that's what leads to you just not wanting to do that anymore. And I think that happened with YouTube, where I did hit a point where I was just like, you know what, that's enough. I'm not going to put that kind of level of effort. I couldn't do it, and I couldn't afford to hire people out to like take care of some of that stuff. So I plateaued and I let it die down a little bit, and I started like thinking about other things to do. And now I'm feeling it again. I'm feeling this sense of worth, a sense of value, a sense of, I don't know what the word is to describe it, but it just feels like I am doing the thing. Like, that's the best way that I can put it. Like, I feel like I am doing the thing that I'm supposed to be doing, and that this is the thing that's going to take me to the next level. Again, I've only felt it a few times in my life, and I think that if you've never felt this, you have to find the thing. You have to set out and figure out what it is you really want to work on and start putting in that work. Start grinding. Man, I think about so much time that I wasted with bullshit, just dumb stuff. I'm always going to refer to video games because it was just such a time sink for me. But there's other things in my life that I've wasted time and energy on that I just think of like, oh, if I only would have felt this thing I feel now, I would have been able to like go all in on other things. It's funny, now that I'm thinking about it, as I'm talking about this, I'm like, you know what? I felt it for jiu-jitsu too. That was probably one of the first things that I felt like that, where I was just like, I love this thing. I want to do it all the time. I can't wait till I get to the next level. That was just really hard on my body, and it wasn't something that I could keep doing forever, and life got in the way, and I had no desire to be a professional fighter. So I would say that that was a bit of a waste in the sense that there was nothing that I could get from it financially, and there was nothing that I could get from it to build out my future with, where these other things like the coding, the YouTube, and the coding again now that I'm feeling as I'm building my SaaS products, as I'm being an indie hacker, even though I have no revenue yet, it's coming. I can feel it. I know it's on the way. Now that I have like a validated idea, building an email list, and I'm like on the way to releasing an MVP like real soon with real users and a real product, it feels amazing. And even though it's something that feels like I would have never been excited to build, it's crazy how excited I am to build it. At the end of the day, what I'm building is essentially a CRUD app. 95% of the stuff that you're going to build as a developer is a CRUD app. And even though this is just a CRUD app, I feel like I've never been so excited to build a CRUD app before in my life. And it feels great. And it's funny because I actually, when I have to make videos and stuff, it's like a daunting task now for me. And I have struggled today to make videos, and I decided to just kind of like wing it and talk about something that I'm enjoying, do like an update, because I kind of wanted to do like my indie hacker update and talk about like how I'm doing with my projects. And I thought that that would be part of what I am working on, and some of the reasoning why I'm traveling and all that. And I figured that there should be like some vlogging with that. And this is basically that update. You know, the first few months I worked on that World Schooling website that my wife is currently marketing. That's in a good spot. And we're trying to get some customers for that stuff. And she's pushing it out to a lot of the people that she's meeting and a lot of her friends. And that was more of a learning project for me. And it was more of a, I would say like a side project hobby thing that maybe could make some money one day, but I wasn't taking it too seriously, as to where like this is the first thing that I feel that I'm building that actually has a chance of generating some revenue and actually being a real business, of being a real SaaS. Like, it is a SaaS product. That other thing, I had a hard time putting a name to it. I was just kind of like, it's a community website. It's kind of like a social network for traveling families. It's kind of got information. And at the end of the day, I'm like, it's kind of like just a website, where this is a SaaS product. This is something that people will use. It is software as a service that will fix a problem for them. Super excited that I am building my first SaaS. And I know that people want to see the code. They want to see the update. I'll be honest, man, like, I'm having a hard time turning this camera on as it is. The last thing I want to do is record myself with a camera over my shoulder, staring at my screen while I'm coding. That's all just smoke and mirrors Hollywood stuff. It's bullshit. People that spend the whole day recording a video about how they're building a SaaS, they're not writing any code. They're sitting there recording a video. They're making videos for YouTube to make it seem like they're doing all of this other stuff. I am putting in the work. I'm grinding. I don't want to turn this camera on. I just want to work. Like, whatever. I don't even know who sings that song, but you know the song. But yeah, that's my update. And I just want to say that it feels great, and I hope that more people are able to feel this, because it's honestly one of the best feelings ever. And if I could put this in a bottle and sell it, it would have everybody hooked. And I think that this is the success feeling. This is the motivator. This is the thing that entrepreneurs and all those people talk about. Totally in the zone right now. With that said, I'm going to end this video because I've recorded a bunch of other videos that I feel are shit, and I'm not even going to release them probably. And I'm going to get back to coding right after I go to the gym because I've been in front of this camera for like the last 2 hours and I'm kind of over it. All right. With all that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.